Welcome to Impact 2013. Tonight, Stonewall Quarter Share, the Young Professionals Giving Circle at the Stonewall Community Foundation, will be giving away its $15,000 Critical Impact Grant to one New York-based LGBTQ nonprofit. The funds for Quarter Share's grant are raised from monthly donations made by young professionals like yourselves. Members donate $25 a month, or $300 a year, which combined with other fundraising efforts totaled over $60,000 in 2012. While the Giving Circle gives 3/4 of its annual tally to the foundation to distribute, it keeps 1/4 of that total, this year $15,000, to distribute via their own unique grant that Quarter Share's 150 members plan, organize, and vote on themselves.
In February, 15 Quarter Share members all volunteered their time to serve on a grants committee to discuss this year's grant. We decided to give one large $15,000 grant, the largest we've ever given, to a single New York City nonprofit at a pivotal moment in its development. We decided to call this our Critical Impact Grant.
After issuing a request for proposal to hundreds of New York City nonprofit organizations, we received a record 33 proposals. The Grants Committee then whittled these down to 4 finalists that best exemplified our grant's main objectives. Finally, Quarter Share members voted on which of these 4 finalists would receive the $15,000 Critical Impact Grant.
This year's Critical Impact Grant finalists are Queens Pride House. Founded in 1997 to serve LGBTQ people in Queens, this full-service community center offers support groups, HIV prevention programs, and job training internships to almost 3,000 people a year. A grant from Stonewall Quarter Share would help Queens Pride House continue their important work for years to come.
It's really essential to have safe spaces in the outer boroughs for LGBTQ populations. Queens Pride House is the only LGBTQ community center in Queens, and this grant of $15,000 would dramatically increase their ability to connect with the community.
MCCNY Charities. Along with offering a number of vital social services, MCCNY runs Sylvia's Place, a shelter for homeless and runaway LGBTQ youth. 95% of these youth suffer from mental illness, and 60% have attempted suicide. A grant from Stonewall Quarter Share would allow Sylvia's Place to provide the services, treatment, and care that these youth need to successfully transition to permanent housing and move forward in their lives.
I think there's such a stigma surrounding mental health issues that as a society we tend to shy away from discussing them. MCCNY's direct approach to addressing this, especially for LGBTQ homeless youth, really resonated with me.
Queers for Economic Justice devoted to addressing poverty in New York City. They're looking to launch a historic initiative called Queer Survival Economies. This community organizing and advocacy project would shine light on how the recession and resultant economic policies have impacted the LGBTQ community.
Much like Quarter Share, QEJ is all about helping people affect change in their own community. Their use of the Critical Impact Grant will help them better understand that community at a critical juncture in the economic policies of our increasingly less affordable city.
Other. Founded just last year, Other focuses on transgender health issues. In anticipation of the full rollout of the Affordable Care Act in 2014, Other is looking to launch 2 programs that are designed to support transgender people in finding health insurance and medical care that is culturally competent and that adequately addresses their unique needs.
Given the current state of our healthcare system, I think that Other is probably the most cutting edge of all of our applicants. I'd love to see our grant go to such a young organization that is doing incredible work in trans advocacy and education.
Tonight, Stonewall Quarter Share members are proud to award one of these organizations with the Critical Impact Grant. Through this process, we hope to bring attention to the wide-ranging needs of New York's LGBTQ community, which is at the heart of Stonewall Quarter Share's mission.